The JBL Live 780 NC is very underrated. Yes, some things can be better and it's not top of the line, so it's not as exciting, but these are some of the most feature-rich headphones, and they are still meant to appeal to audiophiles, like having 40mm drivers that can reproduce up to 40 kHz, LDAC codec support, having a whole suite of custom sound options in the JBL headphones app like Personify Plus, compensation, and a fantastic semi-parametric equalizer. This makes their tuning very customizable, and later on, I'll be sharing my own custom EQ settings which you can try. But first, I'll be talking about their sound quality as well as their mic pickup, active noise cancelling, and transparency modes. So buckle up, links in the pinned comment. If you want to check the latest price on Amazon, click here for Shopee, and subscribe to see more reviews like this one. With the Live 780 NC, you can customize its microphone pickup, as in you can customize how your voice sounds to the other person on the line. But what we want to know is, when you're taking calls in very noisy conditions, can it filter out background noise effectively? And in my testing, yes, it can. It's pretty effective at cutting noise in the background so that only my voice comes through the microphones. But in extremely noisy conditions, the noise filtering can be a bit too aggressive, cutting a little bit into voice pickup itself. Listen to the samples recorded in both quiet and noisy conditions using really loud cafe noise and wind noise from this fan. I'm now making a phone call in a quiet place using the JBL Live 780 NC. I'm now making a phone call in noisy, windy place using the JBL Live 780 NC. Now, it doesn't have the best active noise cancelling, but it does work pretty well. Decent amount of cancelling in the upper bass and mid-range region, great attenuation in the higher frequencies. This means in most noisy situations, you're going to get a great amount of silence against traffic noises, human chatter, and so on. But they're not going to be as effective in places with more intensive noise profiles, especially in the sub-bass frequencies. So rumbling noises such as the noise of the plane's engine will get through. But in a noisy cafe situation, they're going to work pretty well. Listen to the samples.
Noise cancelling.
Now, if you want to compare their active noise cancelling and call quality to other products, for just $1 per month or more, you can access my secret weapon, my personal database, which lets you compare their samples A to B directly. Hundreds of people have joined up because this saves you so much time, being able to just cut through all the marketing and compare the products yourself without visiting a store. Most stores don't even let you try the products due to hygiene reasons. So join now on YouTube or Patreon through the links below. The default ambient mode of the Live 780 NC is, to be honest, not the best I've tried. I mean, it still feels occluded in the upper mid-range to treble frequencies. So it's not so transparent that it's like not wearing headphones. But they do a pretty grand job of passing through and amplifying most ambient sounds near and far. So be it for quick awareness when crossing the road or having a face-to-face verbal exchange, it does work. But if it's about amplifying certain frequencies in the mids and highs, you gotta use the personal amplification mode because that will make voices sound a lot louder and crisper. And you can amplify it much more than the default ambient mode. In terms of sound quality, on their default settings before doing any customization, they sound rather flat and laid back, yet detailed and clean. Sound staging is open and relaxed, and they're great at resolving detail in the background. For those reasons, these are great for orchestral music, symphonies, and concert tracks. Now, that being said, they're pretty rolled off in the high treble, and so they lack a bit of air in the soundstage. Vocals could be a bit more vibrant and forward, and while the bass is impactful, at times it can feel a bit too boomy. To compare their sound quality to other headphones and earbuds, go to loudandwireless.com/sound samples. As I said, the bass can be a bit too boomy and even bleed over into the mids. Also, they do need a bit more vibrance in the vocals and air in the soundstage. For that reason, I came up with this Springapore EQ setting for the Live 780 NC. It used to be Singapore Spring, but I just combined both words. It's much easier that way. Basically, it retains all the fun bits of the bass while cutting the 250Hz region to separate bass from the mids. And this also cuts out the boominess. Now, I've also brought the vocals and airiness closer to my preference. And this degree of customization is what I like about the Live 780 NC. And if you don't like their sound quality out of the box for any reason, they can be tuned rather easily. I like that. Aside from that, they've got great multi-point pairing. Very reliable, although you do have to press pause on one device first to play on the other device. Also worth mentioning are the spatial audio modes, and the most immersive spatial audio mode here is movie mode, which creates more envelopment. The other modes like music mode, well, that one keeps stereo and center staging more intact, while game mode emphasizes the upper mid frequencies more, so certain sounds like footsteps and gunshots can be heard clearer. Its battery life is quite fantastic, up to 50 hours with ANC. In fact, I've been using them on and off for about a week and I've never had to charge them. Awesome. What can be better about them is definitely their fit. Now, they're not the most uncomfortable headphones, and the cushions are quite plush. It's just the clamping pressure. It's a bit too firm for my liking, so it does take a bit getting used to. Maybe at first, because for most headphones, over time, the clamp does loosen up a bit. Now, if you care about what accessories they come with, these are not gonna wow you. Like, I wasn't wowed by the fact that it came with a cloth bag, not a proper hard carrying case. And it doesn't even have a charging cable, only a USB Type-C to 3.5mm cable for analog input. So those are my thoughts on the JBL Live 780 NC headphones. Not the flashiest, but very underrated for its sound quality and customization. Links in the pinned comment. If you want to check the latest price on Amazon, click here for Shopee and get subscribed to see more reviews like this one. By the way, if you want to know what I think of JBL's flagship Tour 1 M3 headphones, I've got you covered. Watch this video over here.